Morning.
Good morning.
We are here to call upon Mayor Michael Bloomberg to appoint an independent commission with subpoena power to investigate systemic corruption in the New York City Police Department. We are deeply troubled and alarmed at the recent outbreak of corruption all across the city of New York that is staggering in its scope. Gun running in Brooklyn, ticket planting in the Bronx, drugs being planted in Staten Island, 7 narcotics investigators being convicted of planting drugs, a state Supreme Court judge saying on the record that the narcotics unit is out of control, 3 members of the NYPD convicted of robbing a perfume warehouse, hundreds of thousands of innocent, law-abiding New Yorkers stopped, questioned, frisked, embarrassed, humiliated, and in some cases brutalized, who regularly are having their constitutional rights violated. Illegal surveillance taking place on college students who are law-abiding, innocent residents in our society. The outbreak of corruption has been staggering. The mayor can no longer ignore it. I'm confident that the overwhelming majority of police officers are law-abiding residents. But there is a culture of corruption that has festered like a cancer, and it must be addressed. The mayor must act, and the mayor must act decisively. In 1970, Mayor John Lindsay appointed the Knapp Commission to investigate systemic corruption in the police department, and things got better. In 1992, Mayor David Dinkins appointed the Mullen Commission to investigate systemic police corruption in the New York Police Department, and things got better. But the culture of corruption has returned like a malignant tumor, and it must be stamped out. It's time for Mayor Bloomberg to step up, to act, to appoint a commission, and to confront the reality of systemic corruption in the NYPD. I've been joined by several of my colleagues in government, as well as civil rights attorney and activist Norman Siegel. We're going to hear from Senator Eric Adams, Council Member Jumaane Williams, and attorney Norman Siegel in that order. And Councilwoman Letitia James has also joined us.
Thank you so much, Assemblyman Jeffries. I think it's important that we point out how this is needed. And I want to say for the record, I may disagree with my colleagues on this, but I think it's important, and I would talk on the side about it. I don't want to speak about it during the conference. I don't support 100% of the indictment of officers on the ticket fixing. I believe those officers who use their badge for criminal behavior should be prosecuted for selling drugs and what have you. But I believe that we need to do a close examination on the ticket fixing issue, and I want to state that from the onset. And I think it's imperative that if the mayor does not move on this Mullen type commission, I spoke with the attorneys of the New York State Senate and the Democratic Conference to look at what are our options to get the governor or the state Senate to put in place a commission with subpoena power. I think that's imperative that we have subpoena power to have individuals come in and talk about the form of corruption. In addition, during the Mullen Commission, which I was a police officer at the time, it was basically sparked by the Dirty 30, one precinct that had a series of incidents. this is unique in this situation from 2011 when we're having different police encounters throughout the entire city. So if we can have a modeling commission with one issue stemming the drive for it or calling for the drive for it, then surely if you have forced arrests in Staten Island, if you have drugs being planted on individuals in other parts of the city, if you have drug behavior in the Bronx, then clearly we need some form of commission. We cannot have a criminal occupation actually participating in our law enforcement community. You can't have full-time criminals moonlighting as police officers and expect not to conduct an investigation to determine the extent of the corruption that we are witnessing. It shouldn't take day after day, story after story, before we realize something is wrong. Something is not right in the police department, and we need to get to the bottom of what's taking place. And a commission with subpoena power would allow us to do so. Lastly, I believe that you can't properly investigate the police department if the oversight agencies, such as the city council, does not have top secret clearance. If the federal government, the FBI and the CIA, currently have to come before the Intelligence Committee on the federal level, our police department does not have to come in front of any committee to be reviewed or looked at. And Assemblyman Jeffries is right. Who's asking the tough questions? They are hiding behind the veil of top secret information, current investigations. Until we impound a bipartisan group that includes state and city lawmakers who have clearance on a federal level that can ask these tough questions and find out what our police department is doing, we can't have true oversight. And I'm introducing a bill in the state Senate that would allow this to take place. The only way you can ask the tough questions of our police department is if those who are asking those questions have classified clearance beforehand. Thank you.